It is early, folks. As always, our coffee stream. Although technically I'm not drinking coffee today. Or at least not this morning. Oh, excuse me. Gonna do a little bit of leveling this morning. I think we're gonna do a couple of dungeons. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit of a couple of quests to wake up. And then I think Zooks and I are gonna do some, do a dungeon or two.
Mind your business, and I'll mind mine. This land is cursed.
I'm gonna wake up first, though. I'm still, like, crusty. The night before last was an all-nighter because of the storms and cats. Took a couple of naps yesterday, and then, last night I slept pretty good, but, I think, what, like 10 o'clock to... like 10:30 to 4:30, so... yeah, about 6 hours less today. That's not bad. I'm still gonna take a nap, though, today. Yeah, Zooks. I'm trying to reduce my coffee consumption. That's rough. Yesterday was my first day of really knocking it down a notch. So I drink a lot of coffee, traditionally. I've drank a lot of coffee over the years. And, like 8 cups a day. I drink a lot of coffee. Unfortunately, as I've gotten older, I have something that's called a hiatal hernia, which is, it's right here in your chest where your stomach connects and to your esophagus. And over the years, I've had issues where when I start to consume too much coffee, my body kind of goes, hey buddy, you should maybe take it down a notch. And usually what that results in is a flare-up of my hiatal hernia where it'll start to get stressed. And when that happens, I'll get reflux, and it's not very fun. I've had the worst flare-up in my, and I'm older now. I'm getting older, but it's gotten this particular flare-up has been really bad, and so I've just had to. I don't think I'm gonna be able to drink 2 liters of coffee a day anymore as well. But I tell you what, just reducing the coffee consumption that's hard when you've gotten used to it over the years. Like people talk about, I used to smoke cigarettes, like many people. I smoked cigarettes for about 8 years. I smoked, and 2-pack a day. I did not find cigarettes as hard to quit as coffee. Cigarettes were relatively easy to quit. And I think maybe because there's this other factor with cigarettes where you're also, your clothing smells, your hands smell, it affects more than just your body. It's also many other things. But coffee is rough. Yesterday was my first day of only doing 1 cup in the morning. And I was hurting last night during last night's stream. Like, it was like, oh my God, this is the first time I've not had a couple of cups of coffee before a stream. And Yeah, I think I only went 2 hours last night. Normally I try to do 3, and I only did 2. I was like, yep, nope. I gotta get some sleep. So this morning, I'm also trying something new, which is don't drink coffee as soon as I wake up. I'm trying to wait like a couple hours. Supposedly, that'll help me crash less in the afternoons. We'll see. But I don't mind crashing. I take naps every day, so it's always been fine for me to have a crash. Zook says 2 cups a day max. That's probably. I told Chris what probably is going to happen is I'm going to try to just move over to espressos, and so I'm drinking less quantity, and I'll probably just do like one, like a double espresso in the morning and a double espresso in the late afternoon before I'm going to start my stream sessions. And that might be the case. The issue is with the morning streams, I do it so early. We'll see.
How might I help?
This is a large army. At least doesn't appear to be mobile yet. And the tree is clearly the focus of their efforts.
Remain steadfast. Fair winds and following seas. Be wary of the woods. Strike true.
Shall we get started? Remember, measure twice, pour once.
Alright, Zooks, I'm going to bang out these quests real quick,
Until
and by
next
this point
time,
I should be woken up, and then we can do a dungeon. Or 2. These should only take me about 10-15 minutes to bang out. That's enough. I should be awake by then. Alright, I need... Oh, hello. Oh, this is going to be annoying if that's how these guys roll. Oh, I forgot I have this ability too. Alright, well, let's just work our way over here.
No mercy!
Charms a construct. wonder what type of construct. Alright, first focus is destroyed. Oh, that won't work. Can I throw that away? Alright. So I already have a pet, so it won't let me do that actually. That would have been better with the AoE. Man, Murder of Crows is such a nice spell. I feel like that was definitely a turning point in my DPS. Because things are melting pretty good now. At some point, I gotta start making a list of guides to start creating. But I'm still kind of, you know, I gotta think about how I want to do this. Definitely gotta put together a hunter guide. I'll probably do a rotation guide. What is this one? Cast a random witchcraft spell at the target. I can dig it. What is that thing? A gnarled Hulk?
I am awakened!
Probably don't want to get too close. Yeah, that's a good one, Zook. That's kind of what I'm thinking in the back of my mind, is some sort of a... Because what I did for, what has worked for me in the past is because I play my character in a specific way. And I know for like Cyberpunk and other games I've played, doing guides for the way I play it, so obviously I'm a Beastmaster, but I have my own unique spec. Those usually work pretty good. And I'll do a rotation spec too. This is the rotation that I have for the class that I'm using. The way that I'm playing. Alright, the only thing I have left here is to kill the matrons. We're over here. And I'll do these turn-ins and then we'll get grouped up and do something. I wonder if I can do these solo, if I'm going to have to... To kill these, they're on the edges, so I have a little more space to work with. Alright. I doubt I can single pull these, but let's just see what happens. Nope. I'm gonna die, horrible death. Alright. Well, I may have been able to single pull that, but my pets went in right away. Use the potion? Oh, hang on. Did I have a potion that I wasn't paying attention to? You're right. I didn't realize I had a potion. It says use nature damage to okay. That's my fault for not paying attention. Is that a cooldown, I wonder? 5-second cooldown. If I was doing this quest 2 days ago when I first got it, that probably would have been obvious, but I wasn't actually checking my quest journal, so... Alright, let's try this again.
Beyond your comprehension.
Cool. Alright. Thanks for that. I wasn't paying attention.
New information. Farewell. Strike true.
What challenges await us today, friend? Fair winds to you. Until next time, friend.
Stand strong.
Alright. The only thing left is to confront Gorak Tul.
Be wary of the woods.
That's right down the road. Let's just go do this real quick. I'll get you invited, Zooks, and then we'll go, hang on, you're not on that character. Alright. Oh, you just did the quest last night? Nice. Interesting.
We shall drive back the darkness.
So technically we're here. What are we supposed to do? Is he up top? We have this creature looking here. This is down below.
The door,
yep,
in the tree.
that's
Is
what I
no
was
one
looking
going
for.
to mention that massive wicker golem? Because I feel it should be mentioned.
One crisis at a time, my boy.
That's not creepy at all. This has been a super cool quest chain. Oh yeah, he's not happy. Mr. Grumpy Pants, you must need your coffee like I do, sir.
Enough! Interlopers! You meddle in affairs beyond your ken. You cannot stop me from reclaiming what is mine!
It says escape the chamber. Shit, Sam, I gotta go back up. Run away! Now that wicker thing's gonna be alive, probably, yeah? All of them.
Well met, champion. Fair winds and following seas.
We have to destroy the army. That's for
Remains
later
I
on.
fashioned the greater control charm out of the others we acquired. Use it on the demolisher. We'll ride that monster out of here.
More than that, we'll use it to destroy them. Come on, everyone climb aboard.
I can come back to this, or I just do it on the way out, I guess. We're on the way out of here, so. 1, 2.
We can signal for an extraction at the high ground northwest of here. But before we go, we should take advantage of the situation and lay waste to their army.
This is insane! Don't go so fast!
There is a certain satisfaction in using the Coven's own weapon against them.
I do quite enjoy its earth-shaking stomp.
We get better luck over here when we go get the Greek groups.
In the northwest.
All right,
Aram's stand will have a clear line of sight for us.
let's get out of
Is
here.
it almost over? Oh, please tell me it's almost over!
I'm gonna have to separate my group chat out in its own window. Whoop, did I go too far?
I've seen you around here before. Keep it real.
You said you got Freehold and the other one, so we could do the first one, I guess. Alright. Let me spend my talent point here. Man, I need to keep spending points down through here. Cold Dagger. Alright, we can do Freehold first. I've never done this with another person in the group, so let's see how this works. Join as a party. Awesome, so you can do it straight from here. Alright, well, let's do Freehold. Okay, so roll check, so you get to choose your role once I've done that. Okay, perfect. Nice. Alright, let's see here. Ready to go. Ready to work. Alright, now I finally set up my new UI, so if I focus like this, oh, perfect. I don't know that I've ever done this place. Have I done this? I don't know what this is. Surely I did this place, or maybe I just don't remember it.
Oh, don't mind Dark Blade. He just needs to empty his hold. Your doom be at hand. Your doom be at hand.
I may have accidentally pulled.
Your doom be at hand.
I hit That was hilarious. I hit my crow
Bombs
song
away!
at a wrong time. That's hilarious. I was looking over the edge, and right as the mob died, I hit my murder of crows.
Best be getting your wills
That's
in
amazing.
order. Ramming speed! Shark bait, come about and blast their broadsides! Wow! Looks like someone still ain't got their sea legs! Guess I be off to the locker.
Craig, Dad! Shark bait, sorry. Sorry, you smell like parrot guano.
Smell like parrot guano.
I don't have a target.
Your skulls will be excellent target practice.
Let's put your steel to the test.
Bottoms up, scallywags!
What's up with the barrels?
Was this last call?
Nice shot.
I know I came here to do questing, but I didn't get a dungeon for this side, so this may be something I haven't come across yet. Or maybe because I wasn't doing all the side quests in this area, I didn't come across this.
Taller men than you have opposed me, but they always came up short.
Ha ha. A horrible pun.
Cannons! Blast these scurvy dogs to bits! Inconceivable.
What did I just get? Ooh, a new trinket. Alright, so I take it we just leave from here. And then Cole something you said with the other one. Cole Trogus or something. Alright. Tol Dagor, I think is the other one you said. My theme song is a booty song, which isn't quite the same as a pirate song, Eugene. I think you said Tol Dagor was the other one. I like the booty. Big booty, wide booty, sweaty booty, booty, black booty, red booty. I like the booty. Who got the booty? I forget the comedian that sings that song. I think he's passed away by now. The booty song. I'm gonna have to get something to eat after this one. Who did sing the booty song? I'm gonna go look this up because I don't remember. Tim Wilson. Pretty sure he passed away. He passed away in 2014. That's been a while ago. I used to hear a lot of him on the Bob and Tom show. To those of you following along for the first time, don't forget we're multi-streaming now on Twitch. Twitch growing fast. We had like, I think 4 or 5 follows last night while I was sleeping. We're getting close to 200 over there. Up to 12 subscribers. Thanks to those of you who are paying to support. That's awesome. I fixed all my audio cues last night, so we should have, just like that. Welcome to YouTube, Nemesaur. Thanks for the subscription. So I at least got all my audio cues set up, even if I can't have visual cues right now. Can't do visual cues unless we're only streaming on Twitch. Because Twitch says nothing on screen that's not Twitch related. That's one of the multi-stream regulations. This one's taking a little bit longer to queue for. Well, while I'm sitting here, let me tab out. What's up, Ross? Oh, Ross is back. Ross is back. You did. You pinged me the other day, I think, Ross. I did reply, but I don't know if you got the reply at any point. How are you doing, man? Well, this one's taking a bit to find for. I almost feel like I should go run to the kitchen, but the moment I do that to grab a snack, the dungeon thing will ping. So I'm just reading the forums over at my favorite cesspool this morning. I got two favorite cesspools that I go to. Massively OP and MMORPG.com. Trolling for news articles, man. I probably ought to start doing what Asmongold does and like do these live and just have like a Let's Chatting stream on Twitch as I troll through Reddit and these cesspools and look for articles. Oh, I was tabbed out, Zooks. Yeah, I think you have to go soon too, don't you, for work? 'Cause you probably need to get your breakfast, and there needs to be an audio cue when somebody sends me an in-game tell so that I can tab back in. Yeah, if you need to get your breakfast and stuff, Zooks, why don't we just do this later? We can always meet up another time. I'm not in a rush, but I know you had said you had a hard cutoff this morning for work and stuff. Okay, you're retired. It's not work. It's an eye appointment. Yeah, well, go get some breakfast and stuff, and thanks for this morning, man. We'll be doing more as we get going, as we get deeper into this, get the guild formed up and everything. Well, thanks, Zooks. I appreciate it, man. Good times. I'm always happy to do a dungeon. I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'll be right back. Nah, we're good, Ross. Thank you, man. We were just doing some random dungeons this morning. Man, so Chris made these like homemade. They're not panuchos, but it's like beans and corn, beans and cornmeal, and she stuffed them with chicken and queso panela, and then she fried them. They're so good, like leftover. Oh man, they look like little veggie burgers, but they're not because they're stuffed with chicken. They're really good. I only had one bad pull. That was my bad. Because, like, literally, I targeted your mob. But I have... What is this called? I have this setting turned on. I forget where it is. But it auto-targets the mobs. Where's it at? Enabled action targeting. So I have this turned on. So it's an automatic targeting system that dynamically targets enemies based on where you're looking. So what happened was, I targeted your mob with the assist button because I have you as my focus target. And right as I went to cast Murder of Crows, the mob died. And then action targeting system picked up on the mobs that were down below. And it cast my Murder of Crows on those guys. And then it summoned me down there. And then I got killed. Probably not a good option to use when you're running dungeons. I probably need to turn that off next time when I do a dungeon. Works great for my solo play. Because then I don't have to tab target shit. I just turn my camera and boom, I got a new target. What's up, Bam?
It's a fine day for a little applied alchemy.
New information.
Send the signal.
There are
Let's get out
Griffin
of here.
riders waiting for the signal. It is safe to fly over the forest now. I just hope they get here quickly. Farewell.
Exactly, Zooks. That's the kind of stuff, like, you have to get in the habit. Bam says, just relaxing after work. Nice. Well, I actually slept last night, which I'm pretty happy with.
Well met, champion. Strike true.
Alright, I got two. I got Drust Do It, which means I finished all the Drustvar storylines. That's awesome. What was the other one I just got? Drust Do It? There was another one and I missed where it went. Stick It to him. Just the quest. So I finished all of those, the Order of Embers. I gotta say, that was probably my favorite quest line in the Drustvar series, was the Order of Embers. Alright, see you, Zooks. Thanks, man. Have a good eye appointment. Renfabulous, says Mujin. Man, my nose is going crazy this morning. I just had a sneezing attack outside. Also, when I stepped to get my stack, my cats decided that was the perfect time to take 3 big doo-doos in the... So I had to go clean 3 donkey donks. It's pouring down rain. It's been raining non-stop for about 48 hours now. And our cats are outside cats who just come inside when there's bad weather and stuff. And so they're all going crazy because they can't go out and go to the bathroom. So they're like, no, we have to use the cat box. My poor Pippin, she won't use the litter box. She'll sit there and cry at the door, and she'll go outside. She'll cry for like 2 hours before she finally gets up the courage to go outside. And then she'll run for the woods at the back end of the property. She'll literally run. And then she'll be out there for 5 minutes, and she'll come back just soaking wet, crying at the door again. It's just like, there's a litter box right there, Pippin. She will not use it. She did when she was a baby, but not as an adult. She's very much a outdoor kitty. Oh, I would totally go eat another one of those, but there's only one left, so I gotta let Chris have the other one. But I am gonna go grab a juice, and then we will continue onwards. Alright. I bet we can get 50 this morning. We got more quests to do. Let's fly over here. There's an economic opportunity quest.
What's the word on the street? Be careful out there.
You look savvy enough to jump on an opportunity when one comes by, and pal, do I have one for you. You see that cove down there? It's run by entrepreneurs with an eye towards meeting the logistical shortfalls that might come up with the typical city or town situation. Well, it's normally run by them, but we got a bit of an infestation by folks who are more, mercenary-minded, if you catch my meaning. You help me win back control of the cove, and I'll see you're treated well. Sound good?
Keep your ear to the ground.
I knew you looked smart. Come on, I'll meet you there. Ceci Loose
Hey.
Cannon.
How you doing?
That's awesome.
Have a good one.
So, cards on the table. We're smugglers, not pirates. Everyone wants those red-coated jerks gone. You help me become boss of any port, and I'll help you. Talk to some of the key folks around here. Do some favor for them. Come back and get me. You got
See
it?
you around, friend.
Bam's like, I didn't know WoW had voice acting. Technically, they do have a bit, which is nice.
Catch you on the flip side.
I don't mind to fluff it up a little bit here and there.
Fancy a cuppa? Keep the wind in your sails.
Word is you're looking to drum up support for Loose Cannon. Well, I'll buy in if you help me. They took my poor Miranda.
Look always to the sea.
Why are you attacking me, brah? I apologize for the slip a little bit. I don't know what happened. I went and cleaned the litter box and then started sneezing afterwards. I think something with the cat litter made me trigger. Hey, it's better than being triggered by what a lot of other people are triggered by. Emotional trigger. But I'm dead. What does this look like? I mean, they're all the same. Oh, that was the face bag. Hang on. Pirate feather cloak. Why did I not equip that? Oh, Parkinson's in combat. Well, guess what? I'm equipping it now. Actually, I like that new cloak. That goes with my outfit rather well. By the way, this helmet is ridiculous. It's like a executioner's hood, but the funny thing is it's got horns, but my night elf ears stick out the side too. So it's like it's got two for the price of one. By the way, it's really good, like apple. It's apple and pomegranate. I love pomegranate juice, man. Good stuff. But I'm still, I am jonesing for some coffee. I may have a cup here in a bit. Alright, there's Miranda. What's up, Rhinoc? Really enjoying the Rogue Trader con. Oh, there's more. I'm going to be alternating every day this week, Rhinoc. So every other morning. So one morning's Warcraft, one morning's Rogue Trader, one morning's Warcraft Rogue Trader. And then once we get to probably the last week ahead, it might be daily Rogue Trader. But once we hit December, it's going to be probably only Rogue Trader, like 5 days a week, 6 days a week. That's going to be the primary game for the month of December. So glad to hear that, Rhinoc. It's been a really good game. The main thing I'm waiting for, just like with Baldur's Gate 3, is I'm waiting for the game to go live because I need controller support because it drives me nuts to have to play with mouse and keyboard. I just like playing with controller these days. And I'm tempted. I was initially I said I was gonna buy the early access on PC to do R&D. Then I was gonna switch over and play it and buy it for the Xbox Series X when it goes live. I haven't decided if that's the case or if I'm just gonna play it on the PC with controller support. I'm tempted. The only reason I thought that is because I have an older laptop and I wasn't sure how it's going to run, but I've been able to run it on max settings without any issues so far in beta. So I may not switch over if the controller support is there, which they have done for their past 2 games. Owlcat had controller support for both the Pathfinder games. So we'll see. But it's been a really fun game. But I think there are not on Twitch. I know you're on Twitch this morning. There's no Rogue Trader stream today, but there is a Rogue Trader Let's Play session going live on YouTube today at. Excuse my sniffles. Let me go check here. But really, these are sections of the live streams. So if you've caught the live stream, no, not yet, Fluffy, but I have been tempted. I am thinking about trying there's a mod which gives you controller support. And with a hunter, I don't really need to worry about too much because it's only like 5 or 6 abilities that I use anyway. So I may try the controller support for World of Warcraft. What is today? Today is the 15th. I have a Rogue Trader premiere going live at noon today. Noon Central, there's a Let's Play session. But it's really just it's cut out from the live stream the other morning. So if you caught the live stream, thank you so much for the Prime subscription over on Twitch, Rhinoc. Appreciate it, man. I have my audio cues set up now, guys. That was two hours yesterday afternoon. Usually what I'll do is I'll stream, and then I'll cut those down into Let's Play sessions for YouTube later on. So if you missed the streams, that's how you can catch up on those. Or you can just rewatch. I think you can rewatch the back streams on Twitch as well. It's been really interesting to see I'm pretty well versed in YouTube, but I'm having to learn a new system with Twitch. So it's really cool because I remember trying out Twitch like 5 years ago and the tools were not there that they are today. I don't know that it's confirmed, Rhinoc. That's the thing. But they have had controller support for their 2 other Pathfinder games. So I would assume they're going to do controller support for Rogue Trader at launch. If not, I will be buying it for the Xbox because they're doing a simultaneous launch on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on December 7th. So if for some reason they don't have controller support for the PC version, I'm just going to turn around and get it for the Xbox. And, it means I'll be starting a few hours later than everybody else, but it's not a big deal in the grand scope of things. But it's gonna be a good game. I can't wait, man. That's gonna be. I doubt it'll be as big as Baldur's Gate 3, but in terms of the amount of content I plan to create around it, there's so many guides I'm gonna be able to do. Mechanics, overviews, breakdowns, the ship-based combat. There's the classes, and the class guides, boss fights. It's gonna be good. I don't know, Fluffy, because if I need to, I can always go do like the Chromie shit, time warping or whatever it's called. technically I've got so many quests I can still do here in the Kultiris area. I've just been clearing out Drustvar, but there's also all the other areas that I haven't finished clearing. So I don't think I'm gonna have to do Shadowlands at all. Because I mean, I've only cleared Drustfall, and then there's Tiergard Sound, and then this area up in here, Stormsong Valley. I haven't done any of that, so I don't know that I'll have to worry about Shadowlands. Just trying to get to 60, and I'm going to Dragonflight. You're not wrong, Rhinoc. It's Owlcat is a much smaller studio. I kind of look at them as like where Tactical Adventures is with Solasta. They know their niche and they're happy to stick to it. And they're a much smaller company building things at a much smaller scale. And they're fine with that, which is good.
What can I do for you? Smooth sailing.
Level 49. Well, I think if you only do the campaign content, yes. If you only do the campaign, I was done with the Kultiris campaign like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days ago. But I didn't do any of the zone quests, so now I'm just going through the zone quests, and I've already gotten like an additional 15 levels. Like I think I was 35 or 34 when I finished the actual Kultiris campaign. And since then I've been clearing Drustvar for like the last 3 sessions, and I still have, like I've cleared pretty much this southern half, you can see. From Aram's Stand down, I've cleared, but we've got all this stuff in the northern section. And there's quests that I'll come across that you don't see on the map necessarily. So there's I don't know how much of this I'll actually need to clear before I get to 60. It's going pretty fast. Rhinex says, very happy for Larian winning all his awards. Makes me excited for the future of CRPGs. Fuck yeah, man. That's a big one. By the way, guys, if I disappear randomly, it is like torrential downpours outside, and my internet's in power. The power went out 3 times yesterday, and it just started pouring again. So if I disappear, it's because the power went out. Yes, it's going to be good times for CRPGs. I do not run mods, Bam. The only mod I even ran when I played Classic was Bagnon or whatever it was to combine all the bags, but they do a good job of having an organizer here already to clean up the bags and everything, so I haven't needed to worry about it. So, nope, no mods. 0 mods.
What's up? Glad I could help.
Alright, that unlocked another quest here.
Spit it out.
Out with the old boss.
Go get him, champ.
I think the big thing too is going to be also to pay attention to what Tactical Adventures builds next, because they did a survey about 4 months ago, right when Baldur's Gate 3 was going live, or maybe shortly before, and they said we're now done with everything we wanted to work on with Solasta. We've finished all the expansions we're going to do. What do you, the community, want us to work on next? And so they did a poll, and if I had to guess, because they did such a good job with Solasta. Solasta was a very scaled down version of Baldur's Gate 3. If I had to guess, they'll probably turn around, take a look at what Baldur's Gate 3 did, and say, you know what? We're going to take everything we learned from doing Solasta, take a little bit of what Baldur's Gate 3 did, and we're going to make an even better CRPG for their next one. And if they set it in the same world, that'll be great. Could be Solasta 2, you know, or something. It'll be interesting to see something like that. I would personally love, and I know there are rumors going around right now, there are rumors of Pillars of Eternity 3 happening. I know Josh Sawyer has been out there championing for it, being like, man, if I could get my hands on a Baldur's Gate 3 budget, imagine what we could do. And then, who knows if it'll ever come about, but it would be really cool to see somebody pick up the torch for Icewind Dale 3, but you never know. And Larian, whatever Larian does next, I think they've now solidified themselves as AAA. You know, they've moved from indie to AAA now in terms of production quality. So whatever they produce next, whether it's another Baldur's Gate game, or if they go back to their Divinity games, that'll be an awesome CRPG experience. And I think more companies are going to sit up and go, oh shit, you can actually sell. CRPGs actually can make money. So it's going to be the next 5 to 6 years are going to be very interesting to see who comes up with the next really big something. Because it'll be 5 years from now, it'll be 5-6 years before we get the next big oomph. Because all these games that have been in development for the last 4 years that are within the year or two from launch, they're not going to pivot. They might potentially adapt their features a little bit, but they're not going to pivot to build something completely different. It's going to be interesting to see where the industry goes from here. She's gonna go in her new office, she says.
What's shaking? Don't be a stranger.
Bilgewater beat stick. It's a crossbow.
Glad I could help.
I'm gonna have to transmog that thing. That's nasty looking. Wanted Anchor Face. Suggested players 3. We're gonna try it on our own just to see what happens. I think we gotta find it first.
It's too far away.
Renex says, I have yet to beat BG3, but love of Larian just kept adding zones to the game for Forgotten Realms. It's clear they know the lore. Well, they also did a lot of consulting with Blizzard, too. Or, not with Blizzard, sorry, with Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if they did a DLC, which, honestly, I know that as an independent studio, they have the right to do whatever they want. If I was them, I would be working on a DLC. Because given the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 has continued to dominate Steam charts for months after it was released, it's proven to be the legacy game that everyone hoped it would be. And, you know, I don't know that they've released numbers yet, but I would argue that it's probably sold in the ballpark of 10 million copies, if I had to guess. Which is not quite the same as, say, you know, GTA, you know, or Red Dead Redemption 2 selling 20 plus million, you know, or Cyberpunk. But for an indie company to come out and sell 10 million copies of a CRPG, that's pretty impressive.
Catch you on the
That number might be high, you know, but I know they sold a few million copies just during early access. What do we have quests down here too?
So, fancy some bits and bobs?
Ooh, I'm gonna get a new coin purse. Oh, I would love Icewind Dale. Oh my god, that would be awesome. Find out what Miss
Stop by
wants.
You are in for a treat.
She wants century sauce.
Travel safe.
This stuff sells itself. You drive a hard bargain.
Every day I'm smuggling. You want to make some quick gold? Let's see, I had a mishap a few weeks ago with a shipment. Too much grog, you know? Dark seas, sudden rocks. It's an old story, you've heard it before. Anyway, my cargo's been floating out there and no one's gonna get it back for me. Can you believe it? You bring it back and I'll pay you a generous recovery fee.
The pleasure was all mine.
Pleasure was all mine.
Have anything ancient to trade?
Century
Needs to be at
sauce.
least 2 centuries old.
100 gold.
Did you find
Jesus
anything?
Christ.
New bodge goods here, mate. Appreciate your patronage.
So I got. Is that a right click to open? Oh, so I got my gold back. Okay. So I got 100 gold back right there. I don't feel so bad. Rhinoc, you do not want to go down that rabbit hole, sir. All right, we're gonna pause the stream for a minute because I got to answer Rhinoc's question. This is gonna turn into a. It's gonna turn into a bit of a rant for a few minutes. So, welcome to my book talk, Rhinoc. So Rhinoc just asked a question over on Twitch. It says, I only recently discovered you on YouTube, and it's clear you love fantasy. Are you a fan of fantasy books, and if so, which ones? So, many years ago, story time. Before the advent of the internet, all I did was read and collect books. By 2007, I had about 1,200 books in my collection. But when the economy went poop, I shut my construction company down. I sold all my tools, sold my truck, and I started traveling full time. And I sold a huge portion of my library because you can't take it with you. I gave about 400 books away to my local library. I've kept about 200 of my rares at my sister's place up in Colorado, and then the rest I sold. But I still have all my I've got a huge Roger Zelazny collection. I have like a really nice John Carter of Mars set that took me forever to get, but it's the Michael Whelan covers in like mint condition. I've got the original first edition Wheel of Time books all in hardcover. Just a whole bunch of that kind of stuff I've kept. Books were all I did for a long time. All I ever wanted to do was be a writer. Flash forward to 2008 after I sold my construction company and I started writing for a living. And between 2008 and essentially 2018, I published around 20 million words in print, just pursuing a career as a writer. That was my primary day job, was as a writer. but mostly in the travel writing space. Chris and I were influencers in the travel industry for a long time. We were public speakers, travel around the world, work on guidebooks and travel guides and articles and all sorts of stuff, but always dabbling in science fiction and fantasy in the side. If you have not seen me recommend him yet on my channel, one of the long-time community members that's been, I've known him since 2014. His name's Liam. He has a channel called Liam's Lyceum on YouTube. He's also his Hemvar in our Discord channel, and I promote his channel on YouTube from time to time. He has a BookTube channel, and he and I have gone back and forth for years because he knows me because of my fantasy writing. So he got involved when I was the creative director on the Saga of Leucemia, which was an MMORPG that I was building with a company that I founded based on my IP, which was a world that I created way back in the day. It was a tabletop world first, then it became a play-by-post world, then it became a novel series and sold a bunch of short stories. Then I took that IP and I created an MMORPG with it. And then that, for various reasons that I can't talk about for legal reasons, the team members that I hired to work on that MMORPG decided that they wanted to go in a different direction. And that MMORPG became Embers Adrift, which is an MMORPG that's currently out today. It's an indie MMORPG. It is... I could talk about it, but I can't because of legal reasons. So then my brother and I started working on The Weave and the Void with my wife. And that's the project we worked on for the past I guess we're coming up on a 3-year anniversary in March. So our Patreon page for The Weave and the Void, if you notice, our Discord is called the Wandering Hermits Discord. That's the company actually owns the Discord. And there's a huge section in our Discord dedicated to The Weave and the Void. So The Weave and the Void is our project, which is a tabletop world. It's a tabletop game. The module and the source book came out. The first module and the source book came out in May of 2022. The book series I wrote in serialized format, or at least the first novel, chapter by chapter in serialized format on the Patreon page. And then that was finished up earlier in 2023. I'm currently working with an artist to do the book cover, and I actually got the 3rd draft back yesterday. I haven't checked my mail this morning. I probably need to check my mail. Yesterday I got a draft back from the artist working on the cover. I'm gonna check my mail while we're sitting here. And so that book it's available to Patreon supporters to read in all of its glory in first draft format. But now that the cover's about to get done, I'm going to get that edited up, and we'll probably get that published for the masses. Oh, yep, I do have an art. Hang on, while we're sitting here, I have an update from the artist. Yeah, I'll need to give her feedback on that, but that's looking pretty good. So that book will be out maybe by Christmas. I'm going to see if I can't get a revision done before Christmas time, now that I've got the cover art pretty much done. Looks like the artist I need to look at this piece of art later and give her some feedback. So yes, the short version is I have been a huge science fiction and fantasy nerd over the years. That's all I used to do before the internet, was just consume voraciously books, and that's all I ever wanted to do, was become a writer. And I was able to pursue that dream, and I still do it, although it's not my full-time thing. I used that to move into game development, and then I've been a writer on lots of game projects over the years. And I've written... I have a fantasy and science fiction anthology that's available on Amazon. I don't promote it, but it's there. I don't even have links to it anywhere anymore. I used to have links to it on my YouTube, and I probably should promote it more, but it's not something that I need to promote. It's just something I did. It's like there was a chapter in my life where all I did was work on fantasy and science fiction, short stories and novel stuff. I did it. I made money at it. I'm a very unique person in that I tend to do things. I realized this a few weeks ago. I was like, everything I've done in my life is, you can kind of sort it into like chapters by decade. I did this for a decade, I did that for a decade, I did that for a decade. And by the time I've done something for a decade, I kind of get bored, and I have to move on and find something else that I want to do for the next decade. So the most recent thing was game development for a decade. Before that was science fiction, fantasy, and writing for a decade. Before that I had a construction company. Before that I was still a teenager. Now I'm in the decade of, I'm a full-time content creator on YouTube and starting to stream full-time. I'm technically 2 years into this career. I pivoted from game development into this. And I still do game dev on the side, but it's not something that I'm not doing full-time anymore. We spent 7 years on the MMORPG, and then about 3 years on our side project. Oh, and the other project I was just talking about, The Weave in the Void. It's a source book, tabletop, novel, and a point-and-click adventure game. So the point-and-click adventure game is still in the works. My brother's dabbling on that. So it's like the old King's Quest, Quest for Glory games, stuff like that. So I kind of pivoted away from game development over the last couple of years into doing this full-time. And so now I do YouTube full-time. YouTube is my day job. And then streaming. I've always done streaming for the past couple of years, but it's been very haphazard. Once Twitch announced that they were going to allow us to do multi-streaming, I decided to pursue streaming as a scheduled thing. So I do the streams in the morning from 5:30 to 7:30 a.m. Central, and then I do the night streams from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.-ish. Last night I started early, ended early. I started at like 7:15 and ended at like 9:30 because I was just tired. But in a nutshell, yes, I love fantasy, and I could talk for days and days and days. I used to do on my Patreon page years ago. I used to do like a book club where we're reading through some of my old favorites, fantasy and science fiction. But oh yeah, that's been a before I was anything, before I did anything. I was homeschooled for like 6 years on a dairy farm in the middle of Missouri, and my parents were a little bit of religious nut jobs. And homeschooled me for the wrong reasons. They homeschooled me because the world is evil and our children need to be protected. And as a result, the only thing I was really allowed to do was read. And so my mom would take us to the library like once a week, and I would just fill up a bag, like a big one of those old. They used to give them at the grocery store, the old brown paper bags, like the grocery bags. And I would just fill up a bag with like 12, 15 books, and I would read 12 or 15 books every week. I mean, I would go through a book in a day. I would just sit there. Anytime I wasn't doing chores or doing schoolwork, I would just read. So this is pre-internet, pre-cell phones, you know, in the 80s and 90s, early 90s. I remember when I first discovered the Wheel of Time. I think I was 13 or 14, and I read Out of Order. I remember I'll never forget this. I remember being at the library, just going through and like picking fantasy books off the shelves, and I remember seeing the spine of the Dragon Reborn, which is the third book in the series, and that head figure, and then the sword on the cover, and I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. And I remember reading that book and just becoming obsessed. I read The Lord of the Rings when I read The Hobbit when I was 5. I read Narnia when I was 6, and I read The Lord of the Rings when I was 7, and just that's history. The rest is history. So yeah, I do have a deep, deep passion for fantasy and sci-fi books. I don't read nearly as much as I used to, though, because now I play video games. And I find that Chris and I watch a lot of TV shows, and I've talked about this elsewhere. I have a series on my channel, which I haven't updated in a few months. I have a series here on YouTube called My Favorite Science Fiction and Fantasy Series of All Time. And so I go back and I review some of my favorite shows that I've watched. And I very much appreciate the storytelling medium that's evolved because of streaming, because I really love these like 8 to 12 episode seasons that we get, where it's a very tight narrative. So watching TV shows with Chris is something I really enjoy, and that's kind of replaced reading for me. I do still read. I was doing podcasts around Middle-earth and Dune on my channel, but I've retired those as of last week. But I do have on my Kindle right now. I'm working my way through the Dune trilogy right now because I haven't read those in 20 years, and I think I'm going to work on either The Expanse next, because I haven't read The Expanse novels, but I loved the show. I also wouldn't mind reading, the Netflix did a series around it. Altered Carbon is the name of the show. The show is amazing, and I really want to read those books. And so I've got like the Expanse novels are on my list. The Altered Carbon books are on my list. What was the other one I was thinking of reading? Oh, gosh darn it. Netflix has a series coming out. It's based on a Chinese novel series, and Tencent already did a TV show around it, but it's a Chinese TV show. And Netflix is doing it's the Zero Body Problem or the 03 Problem. I forget what the name of it is, but there's supposedly a book series around that I want to watch as well. And once I watch the show, I'll decide if I want to read that book series or not. But the book series sounded really, really good. So I do still have a passion for books, but it's not something I do. It's not my primary thing anymore. More than likely, what's going to happen is that whenever I finish up with this chapter, which is the YouTube chapter, I've talked about this for our members on YouTube because I do member videos 2 or 3 times a week for our channel members over there. The short version is that, you know, I'm doing YouTube because I love playing video games, and it's easy for me to do content creation because I'm a good public speaker. I don't have a problem being in front of the camera. I got paid to be a public speaker for about 7 years, get up in front of people and do big presentations. I've done a few keynotes. But YouTube is just a means to an end for me. You know, we paid in cash. We bought our homestead 3 years ago, I guess. No, 2 years ago. October 2021 was when we bought it. So October 2023 was the second year. And we moved here in March, essentially, of last year, mid-February. But this place is paid for, and so I have no bills other than, you know, food and groceries and whatever. So everything I make with YouTube just goes into the savings, and we're expanding big time. You know, the big thing is I'm shooting for partner on Twitch now, and I'm going to probably I'd like to hire a full-time assistant next year to help with everything. And then that's all going towards us buying another property up in the mountains. And in the back of my mind, the tertiary objective to all of this is that once we have our mountain retreat purchased and built, I'm trying to get all that done by the time I'm 50. I'll be 44 in January. So assuming my health stays good and everything else, and then if I can get a decade of a career out of YouTube, you know, I like to look at what Co-Carnage has done. I really appreciate that. Asmongold too, but Asmongold's a little over the top sometimes. So I really like the way Co-Carnage has done it. I'm only 2 years into doing YouTube and streaming full time, so I did it for a couple of years part time before that. So if I can look at this as, you know, I'm 2 years into this, what's the next 6 years going to bring? That'll give me a full decade in terms of totality of time invested. The objective is to buy a property up in the mountains, have that completely paid off as well, and then hopefully retire. And all I'm going to do from the time I'm 50 onwards is just go back to writing books. And I'll probably just do that for the rest of my life. And that's all she wrote. No pun intended. Fluffy says they're all actually connected, even though they're totally separate planets. Bam says, I love Brandon Sanderson. 3 Body Problem is the one I'm thinking of. Thank you, guys. Brandon Sanderson is good. I personally think he's a little overhyped. But I follow him on social media. He's great on TikTok. He is a brilliant writer. He really is very, very good. He has some tropes, but every writer has tropes. I always love looking at Robert Jordan, because as much as I love Robert Jordan, the hair pulling thing was a trope. But it's funny because people always like to say that there's this, that, or the other that they didn't like about Wheel of Time, and how Robert Jordan has these problems because of this. I'm like, you've never read Robert Jordan then. Because if you've read all of Robert Jordan's other works, if you've ever read his Conan novels or his Western novels, any of the other books that Robert Jordan wrote as a writer, you'll see that the things he did in the Wheel of Time were very specific and planned. And he doesn't have those tropes and things in his other books. So it's very interesting when I see those kind of things cropping up. But I'm very happy that Harriet picked Brandon as well, because he was the right person to finish the Wheel of Time. And he's done very good stuff. I really like the Mistborn series. It was good. It was not as good as a lot of people told me it was going to be. I thought it was very good, but I ended up skim reading about 60% of the combat shit, because it was just pages and pages and pages of Vin jumping around. And it's just like, dude, I get it. She has powers, but I don't need like a full-on Marvel's Avengers fight scene every other chapter. Like, outside of the combat stuff, the Mistborn series was freaking amazing, especially the earring thing the reveal on that at the end of the series was like, oh shit, for real. Like that was very well done. Yeah, he writes PG-13. He writes sugary sweet young adult fiction, and that's great. But I like George R.R. Martin. I like dark. I like gritty. I like, I want realistic. I want more R-rated. I don't mind some PG-13. Yeah, I think everyone agrees, Reinach, that Robert Jordan could have limited like 4 books right out of the middle, and it would have been much better for it. So, that's the storytime rant that you got out of me here this morning during the World of Warcraft stream. Yes, I love fantasy and science fiction. I've probably forgot more books over the years than remember, because I used to read so much.
I can't attack that.
I always recommend people to go read like Tad Williams. Just go read Tad Williams. Read the Memory Star and Thorn series. Then go read the Otherland series. Then go read the Shadow... What's it called? The other series he did. I forget the name of it now. Tad Williams is a great author. You'll love everything you ever read by him. Raymond Feist, you're going to love everything you read by Ray Feist. Michael Stackpole, you're going to love everything you read by Michael Stackpole. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, as much as they're known for Dragonlance, go read their other shit. The Deathgate Cycle is, holy shit, the Deathgate Cycle is so good. Shadow March, that's the other one I'm thinking of. Thank you, yes. The thing I like about Tad is he does nightly readings on Facebook. He's not very good at tech stuff, but he does nightly readings, and he's a genuinely nice dude. Like,
that's it. I got mouths to feed, pal. Goblin products are built to...
Level 50. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Is that going to give me anything special? I don't think so. Looks like that was it. However, I now unlocked the next tier of my tree, and that was really all I cared about. Because I want to get this. I need to get Serpent Sting. So we're going to go for Master Marksman. Oh, but I also need to work on Beastmaster. Thanks very much, Bam. Fluffy says I tried Malazan, but my god, it was confusing. First Law? I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think it may have been... Because I played a couple years back, Fluffy, and I remember it shuffled me straight to Shadowlands with my Horde character. Like, I finished up Battle for Azeroth, and immediately it was like, no, you're going to do Shadowlands now. Whereas this time around, everyone was telling me, oh, don't worry about it. Just keep doing side quests. You'll get to 60, and then you can go to Dragonflight. So I've just been rolling around just doing side quests throughout Drustvar. I'm genuinely curious if I can get all the way to 60 just by doing Drustvar quests. Rhinex says, it's been a pleasure. Work nights, and I'm tired. Look for you tomorrow morning. Yep. I'll be doing Rogue Trader tomorrow morning, Rhinox, so you'll be able to see some more of that. Get some sleep. Catch you tomorrow. The only reason I won't be here is the power's out. Speaking of which, I think the rain finally stopped, so we might be good this morning. Well, honestly, as much as I want Serpent Sting, Right. Where are we at? What time is it, by the way? 7:15. We're almost at the 2-hour mark here. Let me check my content schedule here. Like we got content scheduled out to the end of the 17th, so I need to start thinking about videos I'm going to produce for Saturday and Sunday. Rawr. While I'm sitting here, let me go check my artist email so I can give her some feedback while I'm sitting here. I'm loving this. What's up, Joey? Hey, by the way, Joey, I just got the. I'm gonna share it with you on Discord real quick. I just got the final. Well, it's not the final, but it's the book cover image from. So for anybody who's in chat who doesn't know, Joey's my brother who works with me on that project we were just talking about earlier, the Weave in the Void. He's the one doing all the Unreal stuff for the point-and-click game. Let me share this with you in Discord because I did just get. It's not the final preview from the artist, but it is. You know what? I'll just download it. I'll send this to you on Discord. Alright, so I just sent the artist a final approval, so they're good to take that final draft all the way through. So now I just wait for them to give me the final draft preview, and then I'll know. And once I do that, pay them the other half, have the book cover in my hand, and then I'm going to work on doing another read through and edit on the first novel in the Weave in the Void. That'd be cool if I can get that out for sale by Christmas time. Patron subscribers are going to get their Kindle editions soon, or their PDF, I should say, and then we'll have the Kindle paperback. I think we can do hardback now on Amazon too, so we'll probably just do all three. Do, 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 do. Hey, are you still in chat, Joey? If not, I'll ping you in WhatsApp later. I need to check Amazon too. Okay, I think we're good enough to, Did I get the flight path over here? I did. You know what's funny is I flew through here 2 days ago and it was still under enemy control, and since now we've unlocked it, that's really cool. Is there a place where I can get rest XP in here, or is it only, am I gonna have to recall back? Drustvar, we're getting XP here. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here, everybody. I may go do, I may think about doing a hunter's guide this morning, but I need to transmog and stuff before I do that because I don't like the way my character looks. We'll see. I'm still putting together some ideas for guides that I want to do, like a leveling guide, perhaps. But yeah, tonight we'll be back 8 p.m. Central for some more Wasteland 3 as we work on that game. Tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., assuming the power's up because of storms, I'll be back for Rogue Trader. Doing a live stream tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we'll be doing some Warcraft in the evenings. We're alternating these three games right now. We're doing Rogue Trader is the primary, secondary is World of Warcraft, and tertiary is Wasteland 3, just to do a playthrough of that game. I'm getting towards the end of that one, though. I'm in the home stretch now. I got one more of the Buchanans to take out. And then Saturday morning, I'll be doing EVE Online again. That's going to be, for the foreseeable future, I think the next couple months, next 2-3 months, I'm going to be doing Rogue Trader on Saturday mornings. Because I've been having fun with it, and my videos are getting some decent views on YouTube, so... And they get good views on the streams here on Twitch, so... Thank you, Bam, for tuning in. And I know Rhinock's already gone, but I want to say shout out to Rhinock for sparking a really good conversation this morning, talking about fantasy and science fiction, but also for subscribing over on Twitch. Every time folks support financially, thank you so much for that. It keeps me on the air full time, helps me do this rather than something else for a living. If you're watching and you're just tuning in for the first time, here's the end of the show things you need to know. We are multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so you can watch wherever you choose and support wherever you choose. If you're on Twitch, You can do the bits and cheers and subs and stuff. And if you're on YouTube, you could do super chats, super stickers, and memberships. And if you're a member on YouTube, there are private member videos that go out a couple times a week. We did a big channel update. It's a 45-minute long video the other day. So if you're a new member on YouTube, get that watched. We've got a Right By prompt novel that we're working on. I've got a new video coming out for that either today or tomorrow that members are voting on as we continue to work on that. It's going to be an anthology series set in a fantasy city like Sanctuary from Thieves World. That's in the works. That's going to be a 2024 project. And Discord. Don't forget the Discord as we continue to build onwards and upwards. I've hit all my major goals on YouTube, so the next big thing is just the slow grind to 100,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube. But the big thing is we're pushing for a Twitch partner in 2024. So anybody who likes to hang over on Twitch, you don't have to follow along there, but it'd be awesome if you just tune in when I'm live so that you're in both places to help the viewership numbers go up and everything else. Thanks to those of you who do, and I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Central, or ish, slightly before, slightly after, something like that. Catch you next time, everybody.